Hello there. They call me Mr. E. Now, I'm going to enter into an age-old debate here. It's a debate centered around employees and business owners and whether workers should share in the profit of a business enterprise. The basic story of business in the world today goes a little something like this. A savvy entrepreneur starts up a business and, as needed, hires people to work for them. The employees get paid for their services, and the business owners take the profits of that enterprise. Common sense, right? Now, the radical but fundamental question of this almost unquestionable arrangement is as follows. If employees help or contribute to the business by working, do they have a right to a share in the spoils? Now, the immediate, indoctrinated, almost Pavlovian reaction to this question, which is rather convincing on face value, is this. Well, business owners take all the risk. They buy the goods, machinery, lease the building, pay the taxes, give workers a job, and if the business doesn't work out, they will suffer the debts and the repercussions of failure. So, they deserve all the benefit. Now, this is a very logical train of thought and where most people get stuck. Oh, you're right, the R word, risk, that entitles people to everything, of course. Now, let me just say this. Risk is completely subjective and relative, as in it is based on your environment. The risk setting up a business in the US might be completely different to business risks in China. There are tax breaks, business incentives, business networks, personal circumstances that all influence risk. The variable that doesn't change is work. All businesses need work. Whether that be from owners or workers, it doesn't matter. But if you need another human to assist you by working in order to profit, the question remains, do they have any claim to the fruits of their labour? Let's investigate.
My name is Mr. E. For reasons unknown, I have been thrown back into the past almost 100 years, and this is my story.
Now let's just look at the idea that justifies our entire economic worldview. Business owners take all the risk, so they are entitled to everything. Now there's an inherent connotation from this sweeping statement that business owners have done everything associated with the creation of their business from scratch, unassisted and unaided by any other factor. Now I would say this is a complete misconception. Let's say you started up a business and you rent out an existing shop space. You didn't build the shop or provide the infrastructure, electricity, water connection, roads that lead to it. These resources were there for you to tap into already. Now let's say you imported goods into this shop for their sale. Did you invent those goods or produce them? Did you invent and create the shelves and the racking that you display the items on? What about the glass in the front window that customers look through to see if they want to come in and buy your stuff? Was the idea of your shop front yours? Did you come up with window shopping? A sarcastic line of questioning, but the point being, like any other function in a society, business operations are done on the back of a culmination of all the social contributions up until that point. Businesses don't stand in isolation. They rely on existing communities, infrastructure, networks, knowledge, skills that come from us all living together. To say it simply, any business you see, no matter how big or small, multinational corporations or a corner store, is a product of society and relies on it to survive. Without its connection to the existing system, it could not exist at all. If business owners take risks, it's because they are enabled to do so by society, not because a business owner works miracles. Now, 400 years ago, New York City didn't exist, but the contributions of all of its inhabitants over that time has allowed it to house something called Wall Street, which has become the mecca of the global financial system. It is from the achievement of all its predecessors that Wall Street sits there and gambles with the world financial market. It didn't spring up overnight. It exists thanks to many people's efforts over many generations. Now, that's an extreme case. Let's take another example. Imagine you're a sole trader who works from home and remotely consults with clients, never even having to leave the house to conduct your business. Pretty self-sufficient, right? However, if you are relying on telecommunications infrastructure that provides you reliable internet connection, a laptop to work, and your understanding of the market from your education and experience, you owe that ability to conduct your business to the achievements of humanity. You are relying on social infrastructure and technological progress provided by others, and your education and understanding of the world provided by a whole life living as a social being. You cannot really claim wholeheartedly that everything is yours because you've done everything yourself. Using this train of thought, which is not often the lens through which people look at business, it is not hard to see that the word risk is relative to who you are and where you are, and it's incredibly subjective. If my parents are millionaires and give me $200,000 to start up a company, then what's the risk in that? Sure, I might work hard in that scenario, extremely hard. But the question comes down to work. Work is the major factor, not simply risk. You could take a risk and do nothing with it. Work creates, work contributes, work gives us all the things we see around us in the world today. People's time, effort, and creativity. The entire world, including business, is built on work. Knowing this, the question begs, should workers have a say and a share in what they contribute toward? No business owner can say workers do not add to the business, because if they didn't, they would not hire them in the first place. Now, if you thought that was interesting, give it a like, leave a comment, and share this with someone who should hear it. And subscribe for more. There is much to learn before we can unlock the revolution. Remember, I am, you are, we are a mystery.